guys, are you ready for your headliner? This gentleman has performed at Laugh Fest and the Limestone Comedy. He's also been seen on BuzzFeed. Please put your hands together for Mr. John Cessna!
Thank you, Dan. We all having a good time? I love it. All right, let's cut through the shit. Let's get right into it. I'm at the age where all my drunken, partying friends from college are going from renting apartments to buying houses, which is this like big, mature, adult step that I am in no way invited to be a part of. Like I do this for a living. If I'm up before noon and I have pants on, am I supposed to put that on LinkedIn? I don't fucking know. And the crazy thing is, they're all married, and one of my last like single friends from college, they've all found these like amazing, beautiful, inspiring partners to go on life's journey with. And I'm out here running around with chicks who shoot whiskey or a little stabby. Which is a weird box to check on OkCupid. Must love dogs, little stabby. Crazy girls, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's my thing. I am head over heels addicted to the batshit crazy chicks of this world. Seriously, if you just take like tattoos and daddy issues and some mild arson charges, slap a pair of tits on it, I'm probably gonna take it out and try and feed it Jaeger. I'm not joking. Ladies in the audience, it's a lifestyle choice. If you are facing double-digit restraining orders and currently sexting a bailiff, let's have tapas. I don't know. I love it. Crazy girls are my thing. Part of it's because I'm a drinker, and I love drinking with crazy girls. Drinking with crazy girls is the best thing ever. They'll shoot tequila. They'll buy a knife. They'll get a tattoo just because it's Arbor Day, and fuck you, John, I don't need a dad. Like, it's the best Tuesday you'll ever have. Normal girls, you're wonderful. You're great partners, you'll build a life, you'll make productive members of society with great credit scores. But if we go drinking, you're just gonna have to pee the whole goddamn time. I don't know what it is. It's like, you get a little whiskey and you 0 to 6, like, we'll be at a bar, and I'll be like, we're going to the next bar, you ready to go? Yeah. Do you have to pee? No. You sure? Of course I'm sure. Girls don't pee. Shut up, dumb. But the second we step out of the bar, it's like, oh my God! And God forbid we get to the next bar and there's a line. It's instantly my fault. Like, I made a Facebook event called Let's All Get Together and Piss Off Janelle. We'll be standing in line and be like, oh my God, I gotta pee so bad, I gotta pee so bad. If I pee these jeans, we're switching jeans, and you're wearing the piss jeans all night, John. I ain't wearing the piss jeans tonight, John! I'll give you a pro tip. If you are out drinking with a lovely normal girl who has to pee all the time, you need to have immediate access to 36 bathrooms or one Usher song. I don't know. For some reason, Usher just tones it down. Like, we'll be in the line and be like, I gotta pee so bad, I gotta pee so bad, Jesus Christ, I gotta... Is this the new Usher? This is my jam! We've been dating 6 months, you've never said that phrase. We literally toured the Schmuckers factory and you never said, this is my jam. I love crazy girls, and they love me. It's a mutually exclusive train of destruction that we do together. I'll tell you guys a true story. I was working at a comedy club, doing 2 shows, and a girl saw my early show and heard me profess my love for crazy girls. And she wanted to talk to me after the show, but she was nervous. So she decided the best course of action was to go to the bar and drink by herself for 3.5 hours. Which is already kind of a Wherefore Art Thou Juliet situation for me, I'm not gonna lie. So I finish the late show, I get off stage, and I hear from the far end of the bar, hey! I need you to know one thing. I was just out trying to get my medicine, and I allegedly wrapped my car around a pole, and those motherfuckers had me committed. You were really funny, can I buy you a drink? And I was like, I have the weirdest boner right now. I don't even So she starts telling me her whole life story. How when she realized she was going to flunk out of college for the second time, she decided to spend all her student loan money on ecstasy. And find the cars of every single dude she'd slept with at the college and just key the shit out of them. You guys know that voice in the back of your head that warns you when something terrible's about to happen? Mine was going, dude, your Honda's a lease up top. So the night keeps building, night keeps going on. She finally says, hey, listen, I've got some pot out in the car. If you want to go out there, I'll smoke you out. I'll get you high. I said, thank you. I'm flattered. I don't smoke pot. I don't get high. I'm a drinker. I'm a drunk. I think someday there'll be a civil war between our two great nations. And I've already picked my side. She digs her nails into my inner thigh, gets an inch away from my face and says, I fucking love civil wars. So we're planning a summer wedding. Our colors are royal blue and crushed up Vicodin white. And we are registered at Macy's, Nordstrom's, and a truck stop that sells samurai swords. Give with the heart. I told that story on stage in Kentucky, and a guy runs up to me after the show and he goes, man, I love swords! Solid opener, we could be friends. He goes, wouldn't it be cool, wouldn't it be weird if we lived like back in medieval times, like the Dark Ages? And I go, yeah, man. Like a small group of people controlling all the wealth and power of the entire country and using religious zealotry to justify a war in the desert? Weird, right? And he goes, nah, I just want to ride a horse to work. And Scully follows me on Twitter now. So. We have a good time together. Crazy girls and young girls. Not like creepy young. Nobody texts Chris Hansen. Like, it's not a thing. Like, girls born in the 90s. That's my thing. It's great, you guys. They've never heard 90s songs. I can just quote 90s love ballads to them, and they've never heard it. They just think I'm being romantic off the cuff. Take a girl and be like, listen, babe. I would stay awake just to see you dream. And when we're together, I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. It does not work when you're breaking up with them. I understand. And my advice, if you're breaking up with them and they figure it out, just lean into it full force. Take her out and be like, listen, babe. If I were to stay, I'd just be in the way. But I'm thinking of you every step of the way. Is that a Whitney Houston song? Are you breaking up with me to a Whitney Houston song? And I will always... She gets up, runs out. I force some tears. The hostess comes back. It's like, what happened? I'm like, I just told her I loved her. And that is how you become a 30-year-old at a sorority formal. Politely declining a keg stand because you're worried about your heartburn the next day. Fetch. I heard that. I've tried online dating. I'm not very good at it. I've tried Tinder. For those of you who don't know, Tinder used to be an app finding random sex, but it's not anymore. It's a dating app, as evident by every single girl on Tinder who's like, not here for hookups, not here for hookups, not here for hookups. And it's fine if they put that on their profile, but as soon as I put that on my LinkedIn, everybody gives me weird looks. Endorsed for social media and BTB marketing, not here for hookups. I think my problem with Tinder is I was too goddamn good at it. First of all, my profile picture is me in a tuxedo, burying a body in a field. My profile reads, what's up, Laporte? I never changed the name of the city. And from there it says, I'm a comedian who drives hundreds of miles getting paid tens of dollars to do comedy in the cocainiest of places. I'm probably the dude playing too much Journey in the hotel bar. Do you want to be on my podcast? I'm not ready to grow up. I'm not ready to date. I'm especially not ready to have kids. I'm from the area. It's nice to come home and see a whole bunch of people that I know and I'm friends with. And they've all started popping out babies. And I'll tell you guys, I have a rule. I don't learn my friends' kids' names until those kids start walking. Because that is when my friends start yelling at them. Like for the first few months, it's like, look at the baby. Have you seen the baby? Would you want to hold the baby? Oh my God, isn't this the cutest baby? Let's put the baby on Instagram. Which filter should we use? Ooh, Hefe looks good. He looks tan. Hashtag tan baby. But as soon as the baby starts walking, they're like, Atticus! Atticus, get away from the plugs! Atticus, Jerry, the plugs! The plugs, Jerry! Atticus! And I'm in the corner like, Atticus. That was that kid's dumb fucking name. Real truth. By the second or third kid, I never learned those kids' names because I don't see those friends anymore. They'll message me on Facebook and be like, hey John, what'd you do this weekend? And I'm like, oh my God. We went to the dopest restaurant. They take craft bourbon and distill it into cheese, which they make nachos out of. Mumford & Sons showed up, played a secret show. We all went backstage, did cocaine off a lute. It was the best. What did you do this weekend? Well, you know the baby's here now, so... Atticus saw a light. It was a good day for the family. Not ready to be a dad. Someone brought a baby into my office, and unfortunately I made eye contact with it. And the baby looked at me and it said, we're going to see a T-Rex! And my first thought was, stupid baby. This is an office. This is where dreams go to die. Nothing cool happens here. But my second thought was, I should probably follow that baby. I haven't been in every room in this office. I didn't even see Jurassic World in 3D. I'm not missing out. When it comes to being a parent, I have two absolute rules. The first rule is that a parent should, no matter what, absolutely unconditionally support whatever their kid decides to be, chooses to be, whatever, because that is a beautiful thing for everybody. The second rule is that a kid should never receive emoji from their parents. That's just awkward for everybody involved. My mom sent me a text that ended in 16 different smiley faces. I said, Mom, you send me one more of those, I'm putting it on your tombstone. She replied with a ghost farting. I don't know if it's supposed to be her, it's a real gassy afterlife for Marilyn, apparently. I was raised by a single mom, we're very close, and she did a great job. She taught me to stand up for women, she taught me to do right by women, she taught me to do whatever I can for a woman. Keep that in mind while I paint you this picture. It's 2:30 in the morning in an apartment complex parking lot. I'm sitting Indian style making out with a girl dressed as a cheerleader. It's not Halloween, it's just Tuesday, and goddammit, we're living the dream. These two frat boys walk by, and I hear one of them say, hey, look at that slut. And I immediately hear my mother's voice in my head. She's like, you gotta stand up for this girl. You gotta do right by this girl. So I jump up and I'm like, hey man, that's incredibly not cool. That's my friend. You can't say that bullshit to somebody. Fuck you. And that's when I realized my mother taught me to stand up for women. My mother taught me to do right by women. Did not teach me how to fight. So I went with the one thing my dad taught me to do, and I lied. I said, you don't want to fight me, bro! I've got swords! Fuck. Why did I think that would work? And with like the longest, most awkward pause, his buddy puts his arm in front of him like a soccer mom being shocked by her yellow light. It says, don't do it, bro. You remember last Thursday. Thank God for whatever happened last Thursday. Whatever Renaissance fair bumped these two frat boys out. I thank you, Sir Galahad. You helped me keep my teeth that night. I hang out with my mom as often as I can. Whenever I come through, we're very close. She's currently absolutely convinced that she has Alzheimer's. Oh, that's dangerous. To the point where my mom is now blaming basic forgetfulness on her Alzheimer's. Like, we'll come out of the mall and she'll be like, I don't know where I parked the car! It's my Alzheimer's! Mom, we were in Kohl's for 19 hours. I don't know what fucking day it is. She'll come home from the store and be like, I forgot the milk! It's my Alzheimer's! I'm gonna go put on a diaper so I don't poop the carpet. That's not even an Alzheimer's symptom, Mom. Pardon the pun, you're making shit up. She called me last week, she's like, John, we have to talk about my long-term care. I said, I am just the perfect amount of hungover for this conversation. For the first time in my life, I lost time, hours of my life. I don't know what happened. It's my Alzheimer's. I'm like, all right, tell me what you do remember. Well, it was the 6-month anniversary of the time we bought that grill, but it didn't look good against the brick of the house, so we took it back, but we didn't have the receipt, so we had to get store credit. Of course, how could I forget that dark day for our family? And our table wasn't ready. So we had a couple appetizer cocktails, moved to the table, had a couple glasses of wine, turned into a couple bottles of wine, and you know, your stepdad, always the giver, orders me something for dessert, something called a mind eraser, and all of a sudden my Alzheimer's kicks in. It's 3.5 hours later and I'm throwing up at a Hardee's. Mom, if that's Alzheimer's, I get Alzheimer's about every Thursday night. Friday night. Shit, there's a couple times we thought you were going to be a grandma because I Alzheimer'd out and forgot the dementia wrapper. She came and saw me do that joke in one place. She beelines up to me after the show and she goes, don't like that one. I said, is it because I paint you out to be a drunk? And she goes, no, I want grandkids. And that got me thinking a lot about sperm, you guys. I want to put that there. That's for Dad. Now, for those of you who don't know, when we as a species spread our seed, it's millions of microscopic little sperm. And I, for one, am glad that it's millions of microscopic little sperm instead of just one big one. Because I don't want to be the 15-year-old up in his bedroom going, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this thing? And in this crazy world of giant sperm, let's be honest, you only get 3 or 4 in your entire life. So if you ever want to have kids, you got to keep it as a pet. Get in the terrarium, Derek. I don't know why I named my sperm Derek. I guess I want my future kid to be kind of an asshole, super into college lacrosse. I don't know. It's a pet, so you gotta keep it, you gotta buy food for it. You're the 15-year-old with his paper route money at the store going, oh, I don't want to buy great value sperm food. Sorry, Derek, math's not gonna be your strong suit. In this crazy world of giant sperm, it would make relationships super difficult. Like, John, I heard you broke up with Kate. Yeah, she cheated on me. She blew a guy. How'd you know? Missing 4 teeth. Caught her in the Chili's parking lot. Looks like she went 5 rounds with the champ. I'm all tangled up now. I've ruined everything. Shut the comedy club down! Or not. I like babies. I like sperm. That's cool. That's a weird segue. Let's all roll with it. The title of my autobiography. Mike, if you could put that on my tombstone. He likes John Cessna. He liked babies. He liked sperm. Dead. I love actually hanging out with old people. I love old people. Love old people. No idea how their fucking brains work. I don't get it. I don't understand how you could be on this earth so long, have so much experience, have so much wisdom, and not understand that all those decades of guidance, all those decades of experience and wisdom, completely negated by the tiniest bit of racism. Like, I was going through a rough time a few years ago. I'd worked my way through college. I'd gone to graduate school. I had written that master's degree, all the way to selling TVs at Best Buy. And my grandpa knew it. He came up to me at a party, he said, John, I know things aren't great right now, but I'm going to share a little quote with you. He said, keep your chin up, stick your chest out. It gets dark sometimes, but the morning always comes. And I said, thank you, Grandpa, that's really nice. I appreciate you sharing that with me. It's nice to know that through everything I have somebody on my side, and it's good to know that I have the backing of family. That's a wonderful quote. I really enjoy it. It's just a great quote. He said, it is, isn't it? Heard some colored say it on the TV. God damn it, Grandpa. We were so close. And my advice, don't correct them. It only makes things worse. Be like, Grandpa, actually, colored, pretty offensive term. Nobody says that anymore. Oh, really, college boy? Why don't you go pinch your grandma's ass and give me another beer, faggot? Again, Grandpa, batting 1,000. An incredibly offensive term. You shouldn't say that. And by the way, I'm not gay. Oh, really, John? Well, why don't you buy a sweater that shows a little less chest hair? You look like a Fat Gap ad. And that was the last birthday party we invited Grandpa to. Rough night. God bless Grandma. She at least hides it. She hides it all she can. She won't even curse in front of her grandkids. My grandmother's from Denmark, so when she needs to curse, she'll actually do it in Danish, which is fine for most curse words. The one exception, the Danish curse word for shit is skeet. And you have not had a Thanksgiving until you've seen your 92-year-old grandmother go to the oven and go, oh, this turkey's hot. Skeet, 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 skeet. Me and my cousins in the corner, when did Grandma become Little John? This is the best Thanksgiving. Grandma likes to brag about me. She'll be like, what are your grandkids doing? Oh, really? Oh, really? John's in graduate school. What are your grandkids doing? Well, John's getting that. He's going to that graduate school. Grandma leaves out the fact that I have a master's degree in darkroom photography from an engineering college. So between that and stand-up, I'm very excited to retire at age 1,000,000. I started drinking in graduate school to deal with those subtle facts. And what I learned from that was, everybody loves Drunk John. Everybody loves Drunk John. He's giving out great high fives. He's got a burrito on him somewhere. He's posting shockingly erotic tweets. The only person who does not get along with Drunk John is Sober John. They don't see eye to bloodshot eye on many issues. Drunk John started doing this cute thing where he sets reminders in my phone to go off for Sober John. Last Saturday at noon, my phone lights up with a reminder that just says, maybe check on Gene Hackman. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? And I don't know what's more terrifying, the casual tone of the reminder. Hey, if you're not doing anything today, pop down the street and check on Gene Hackman. Or the fact that I set that reminder in my phone 2 years ago. I've changed phones since then. What the hell else is lurking in the cloud? Another favorite of Drunk John, blacking out and buying domain names. I don't mean to brag, you guys are looking at the proud owner of racistgrandpas.com. 2 days after I bought racistgrandpas.com, I got an email that said, thank you for buying racistgrandpas.com. Are you also interested in racistgrandpas.catering? Which is the best, worst business I've ever heard. I spent 2 days coming up with a business plan for racistgrandpas.catering. I won't bore you with the details, but there's a very specific order in which people are served. I sent probably the greatest drunk text in my already Hall of Fame worthy career last week. I sent the drunk text, I'll fight you in the streets, Miguel! It was not to somebody named Miguel. It was not even to the person I intended to send it to. It was to an Uber driver from a week ago. That guy has 2 texts from me. Hey, I'm the guy in the hoodie in front of Arby's. A week later, I'll fight you in the streets, Miguel. The best part was he replied, but he just sent that same ghost emoji. Except this time I think the ghost is me. I think someone could walk me to my car. I think Miguel plays for keeps. So I don't know where he is right now. Like I said, I started drinking in graduate school to numb the pain. Graduate school is ridiculous. They are trying to get you to change the way you think. They're trying to get you to approach subjects, ask questions, look at things from different angles you've never looked at it before. Grad school ruined the movie E.T. for me. Because never before did I ask myself the question, how old is E.T.? Because that movie is adorable if E.T. is 8 years old. That movie's creepy as shit if E.T.'s 38 years old. Spaceship lands next to a highway. A bunch of dudes come off just picking up weeds and trash and Keystone Light cans. That's just alien work release. E.T., clearly bored, just finds a kid and goes home with him. It's cool, man. I'll stay in your closet. You don't have to tell your mom. What? I'll wear a blonde wig, whatever you're into. I'm on board. Touch my finger. It's not a dick. What? You're crazy. I don't even know what that word means. Bleep, blop, bloop, bloop, earth thing. Finger, dick, what? The cops are here. E.T. is so sick. E.T.'s probably gonna die. Unless you get me away from these cops. The worst part about graduate school was dealing with these monsters that you guys know as professors. They are just opinionated, dusty tomes of awfulness. For most of you don't know, when you get tenure, it extends your life expectancy to like 80 or 90,000 years old, something like that. I was at a faculty event one night the grad students were invited to, and I heard it was a luau because they're always looking for exciting, festive ways to spend your student loan money, because why not in Indiana? And I heard one of these monsters yell from his rascal scooter, "Yeah, America's pretty great, except for letting them queers get married." I let out one of those nopes that you can only let out after you've had a yard of Mai Tai. Just, no, that's not happening. No, we're gonna have it. We're not letting this go. And I said, listen, man, this is your generation's problem. My generation doesn't give a shit about gay marriage. We have so many bigger things to worry about in this entire world. He did that thing that incredibly old racist white dudes do when you call them on their racism, where they collapse like a spider that just got stepped on while they mutter Fox News talking points. Just, whatever you do in the privacy of your own home, won't someone think of the children? I said, no, man, I'm not letting this go. There are parts of this world, there are countries on this globe that our public school kids can't find on a map that are riddled with diseases that they don't even come close to being able to spell. So I don't give a shit. If in this crazy, dark, terrible world, if the only thing two guys have is each other, I hope they come 1 billion times and then fix the banks. And he said, young man, how did you get so cynical? I said, dude, I grew up in the 90s. I went straight from Goosebump books to the 24-hour news cycle. There has never not been an old white guy trying to scare me to sleep. Ridiculous. The worst day, though, the worst monster of all these professors, the first day of graduate school, the head of the master's program comes in and he says, welcome, future master of fine arts, master artists. I need you to know one certain truth. We live in the era of postmodernism. Every original thought has already been thought. Every original creation already been created. There's nothing left to do. And I raised my hand and I was like, you couldn't mention that before I took out loans? Like, because that's bullshit. No one shows up to medical school on the first day and they're like, welcome future doctors. Awkward. We're good? Cancer turns out like tequila and Flintstone vitamins. We hadn't even tried it. And for the record, I don't believe in postmodernism. There's a song on the radio right now where the rapper 2 Chainz rhymes the word arenas with penis. So don't tell me there's no original beauty left to make in this world. Here's the most Hippocratic part of that. I finished graduate school and I became a professor. I'm part of the problem. I taught at a university that had really close ties with the country of China, where we would send them our students who wanted to see the world, and they would send us their students that they were embarrassed about. So, and they would all line them up on the first day. What do you want to be? Engineer, doctor, basket weaving, to the States. And they all had these amazing, flowing, beautiful, long, traditional Chinese names that I would just butcher completely. Like I'm a pudgy, middle-class white guy from the Midwest. The most exotic thing to come out of my mouth is ranch dressing. And so they'd all be like, well, you can just use my American name. And they would all pick the most awful, old-timey, white bread missionary position names. Like, dude, I know your real name, like back in China, means like tradition and power and honor. But over here, Carl just means pedophile. I swear to God, in the year 2010, I had a Milton. A Milton! I pulled him aside and I was like, listen, dude, the name Milton has not been popular in this country since the people from your country built our railroads. That's not racist. I checked census data. I went to grad school, cite your sources. I had a kid recently in my last semester. He emails me 2 days before the class opens up, and he goes, I can't get the syllabus. And I said, look at this little eager beaver go-getter right here. All right. He sends me a screenshot of his computer, his web browser. First tab, course website. Second tab, porn. Already excited to have him, clearly a multitasker. Here's the weird part. Not a computer screenshot. It was an iPad. He could have been watching porn anywhere. He could have been watching porn on a bus. His name was Kenneth, and Kenneth is the name of a dude who watches porn on a bus. Let's all be honest. He can't watch it at home. Mother will catch him. Worst part was, he wasn't just like on Pornhub.com or something like that. He had a video picked out. I interrupted him. The video he was watching was called The Fuck Down. As in, calm the fuck down that you can't get the syllabus, Kenneth. Which is the email I sent him back. Hoping he picks up on the symbolism. I am being forced to grow up though. It's terrible. I'm finally starting to kind of come to terms with it. My buddy Kevin is like, John, you're finally growing up. We see it in your eyes. I mean, look at you right now. You're more mature than I've ever seen you. You're wearing a tan sweater. I was like, I'm gonna stop you right there, Kevin. That's some bullshit. This is a shawl neck cardigan. And it's not tan, it's oatmeal, motherfucker. You can deny being an adult all you want, but when you start wearing clothes the color of a low cholesterol, high fiber breakfast, it's time to learn what the fuck a 401k is. I still live in a college town because I teach and go and do this, and the worst part about being an adult in a college town is grocery shopping. You're just like standing in a long line between like a group of like pole-thin teenagers buying nothing but 10 pounds of gummy bears, and frat boys buying 16,000 Solo cups, and you're just avoiding eye contact by staring into your basket of Rogaine and low-sodium broth. Like, yeah, we're all having a thirsty Thursday. I get it. All on the same team, friends. The nice thing about working for a university, though, is that I have great benefits. The other day I woke up and my toe was killing me. And I was terrified. And so I started Googling, and it was like, you might have gout. And I don't know what the fuck gout is. As far as I know, gout, the only people that get gout are like pharaohs and railroad tycoons. Gout is a disease where your body's like, slow down, we're doing too well. And so I was scared, I was super scared. I go to the doctor and I'm like, please, I'm really freaking out, because the thing I read about gout is that if you have gout, you can't drink or eat cheeseburgers, and I assume that that is what my body is made of. And so all I want is like a nice, comforting nurse. Because nurses are amazing. When you do stand-up, everyone's always like, I have a story you should tell on stage, I have a story you should tell on stage. And the only people I ever listen to are nurses and flight attendants. Because those are the people in our society that have to smile and be cordial when they deal with us as fucking monsters. My friend Carly's a flight attendant. True story, she was working Christmas Day, walking down the aisle, and a dude just had his dick out. And without missing a beat, Carly goes, "Sir, you're gonna have to stow that for landing." Listen to flight attendants and nurses, they're the best of us. And so I get this nurse, and I'm so scared, and she sees it, and for some reason she's just kind of like a portly African-American woman with a southern accent, and I saw the help, and this is what I needed emotionally right now. I needed to tell me that I'm kind, I'm smart, I'm important, I needed all that shit. And she goes, "Honey, come on back." And she sits me down, and she goes, "Now what's wrong, baby?" She went 0 to baby that fast, she knew how sick I was. And I said, "Well, I woke up and my toe really hurts." And she flips on me. She goes, "Shit, dog, you got that gout." Betrayed! So she leaves, door flies open, blonde-haired, curly blonde-haired pile of nothing in sandals comes in. He goes, "What's up, man? I'm Pete." I'm like, "Are you here to reset the router?" Like, he goes, "No, man, I'm your doctor." "So you're 30 and falling apart." "Me too, bro." That's a 2-strike sentence. 1, a doctor should not say bro. 2, my doctor should not be my age. I don't want to know how much people have accomplished at my age besides me. I don't want Dr. Pete. Pete is not the name of a doctor. Pete is the name of a guy who burns down his condo because he left the cardboard thing under the DiGiorno when he went to bacon. I want Walter Cronkite, MD. I want old, I want stoic, you don't have gout, we've landed on the moon, we hug, we cry, I go home. It's fantastic. $30 copay, fuck it. Like. So Pete tells me I don't have gout. I have turf toe, which he diagnosed from a textbook that he got out of his Honda Civic and Google image search. I don't care how good you think your benefits are. When a guy holds up a phone and goes, "Nah, man, you don't got this. My health insurance is shit." I said, "What the shit is turf toe, Pete?" Because we're on a first name basis from the start. He goes, "Well, it's an injury that NFL linemen get from pushing off too hard. All that weight, all that muscle, getting going that fast. What do you do for a living?" Stand in one spot and tell jokes. "How do you think you got turf toe?" I heard the microwave and I was pretty excited about some Tostitos. They placed me on the pizza roll injured reserve, everybody. Janicki, how am I doing, buddy? I gotta wrap this up.
You're at 38.
Perfect. Let's tell one more story and get out of here. Before I get out of here, everybody, remember to tip Kim and Nikki. They're the best. They've been taking care of all you all night. We'll do one more cheers. The ways I've ever put it up was getting drunk.
Yeah.
Last winter sucked. Do you guys remember last winter?
No, sucked. Yeah.
Were you blackout drunk? That's why? I like your style. Some people hibernate. You time travel electively. Good on you, man. Last winter sucked. I woke up one day. The Detroit metro area had gotten 18 inches of snow, and it's basically just me and Darnell left to shovel. So that was a bad one. My day job's for a university, so I ran to the TV. I'm like, my university's going to be closed. Yes, I'm going to get an adult snow day. I'm going to build a blanket fort. I'm going to order pizza. I'm going to go watch Five Goes West. I'm going to get an adult salary while I do it. Adult snow day, yes! My university was still open. What was closed, though, was the University of Phoenix, Ann Arbor. It snowed so much they closed an online college. Do you know how soul-crushing that is? The weather's too dangerous for cute cat memes. Get in their office. So my mom calls me up and she says, hey listen, this winter sucks, we're going to the Bahamas. Grab some friends, me and the whole family, you, me, your stepdad, your aunts, we're going to the Bahamas, we're having a great time. Let me tell you how I ruined that vacation for everybody involved. I'm with my family, like I said, I'm close with my family, and if you think you're close with your family, spend a week with them on an island where there's no internet and beer is $54 a case. I'm gonna see a darker side of Nana that week. The only thing on TV is cricket, and nobody knows how cricket is played. I saw 3 cricket highlights, and 2 of them were just dudes shrugging, like, is this over? The score of the cricket game was 218(48)-7. That's not a sports score. That's math. That's homework. I'm on vacation. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. And so my thing was swimming in the ocean. I love swimming in the ocean. I have dated so many art school crazy chicks, and swimming in the ocean is like nature's equivalent of that. Just like the waves passively aggressively asking for space. But at any moment the wind could change, suck you down, and fucking kill you. Like, that's my thing. And I love night swimming. I love just getting liquored up and swimming out there at night. And that was my mom's breaking point. She came out and she was like, get out of the seat, John! You've had too much whiskey! Get out of the seat! You've had too much whiskey for the seat! She just kept yelling whiskey and C, because apparently if you get my mother angry enough, she turns into a Hemingway character. And I'm out there drunk as shit, just going, no, Mom! Sometimes you gotta swim out in the unending darkness and scream, because you're not sure where it begins and you end! Because apparently if you get me drunk enough, I turn into Sylvia Plath. Taylor Swift for the non-readers. And so she busts out the big guns. She goes, John, there are rays in the sea. The sea is full of rays. You don't know where the rays are in the sea. One Australian dude dies from a ray. It's apparently my fucking problem. And by the way, tone it back, Fox News. Not every sea ray is a murderer. So I oblige her. I swim back in. Next day, we're sitting on the patio, having coffee. She points down, right at the edge of the water. 2 stingrays. 1 big one, and 1 little one. And she says, see, John, I told you. Rays in the sea. And I said, yeah, and the big one is probably the little one's mom, and it's going, stay away from the beach! There's people on the beach! Thank you very much, everybody. Jack Cessna.
Keep it going with John Cessna! Oh, it is our show for tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. We do this every weekend, Fridays at 9, Saturdays 8 and 10. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, excuse me. But one more time for all the comedians tonight.